This is Concacaf Video Signals, a Monday, April 27th edition. Today on Video Signals, we start with a major announcement from Concacaf General Secretary Chuck Blazer. Due to the growing concerns about the outbreak of swine flu in Mexico, Blazer announced today that the remainder of the Confederation's Under-17 Championship in Tijuana has been canceled, and the second leg of the Champions League finals has been postponed. Mexican authorities previously had closed schools in Mexico City and extended that decision nationwide earlier today. Based on the actions of the Mexican government, CONCACAF responded to safeguard the health of players, officials, and fans. Costa Rica, Honduras, Mexico, and the United States all had clinched berths in the FIFA U17 World Cup and were to play the semifinals on Wednesday, with the championship and third-place matches scheduled for Saturday. The four semifinalists will advance to the U17 World Cup in Nigeria later this year. The second leg of the Champions League finals between Cruz Azul and Atlante was to be played on Wednesday in Cancun, but that game now will be delayed until Tuesday, May 12th. The CONCACAF Beach Soccer Championship, which is to be played in Puerto Vallarta, is scheduled to begin this Wednesday and is under review with a final decision expected tomorrow. Now, let's look at CONCACAF Under-17 Championship news. Despite the cancellation of the remainder of the CONCACAF Under-17 Championship, the Confederation's four representatives to the FIFA U17 World Cup had already been decided after yesterday's Group B games. On Friday, in a Group B doubleheader, Costa Rica defeated Trinidad and Tobago in the opener 3-0. In the nightcap, Mexico booked its place in the FIFA competition with a 3-0 win over Guatemala. Cristian Alvarez scored a goal in each half for the hosts, ending Mexico's frustration in age-limited tournaments, having missed out on qualifying for the 2007 U17 World Cup, the 2008 Olympics, and the 2009 U20 World Cup. Alvarez's first goal came in the 41st minute when Martin Galvan's bending free kick hit off a Mexican player and deflected off a rushing Alvarez and past Guatemala goalkeeper Eddie Garcia. Alvarez scored again 30 minutes later. With his back to the goal from about 11 yards out, he was able to jump and backhead a Carlos Campos free kick into the net. Campos sealed the scoring with his penalty kick in the 86th minute after referee Hector Recinos whistled Guatemala defender Daniel Marin for a foul on Efren Mendoza. Yesterday, Group B play ended in disappointment for Guatemala. Despite a combination of its 3-0 win over Trinidad and Tobago and Costa Rica's 1-0 loss to Mexico, the Guatemalans failed to advance in the tournament or qualify for Nigeria. The Ticos' +2 goal differential was enough to see them through. Costa Rica cost itself when Adrian Mora headed a ball into his own net while attempting to clear a cross from the left flank by Mexico's Eric Vera. The gaffe delighted the capacity crowd at the Estadio Caliente, but was not enough to prevent Costa Rica from progressing on. Costa Rica finished with 4 points in the Group B standings with a +2 goal differential, compared to Guatemala's 4 points and 0 difference. Mexico, which already had clinched a slot in the semifinals, finished undefeated atop the Group B standings, having outscored its opponents 11-0. On Saturday, Group A play ended with another doubleheader. In the opener, Cuba eliminated Canada by posting a 2-1 win over the North Americans. The result was enough for Honduras to qualify for the U17 World Cup before its game against the USA. Justin Mayhew had given the Canadians the lead, heading home across from the left in the 81st minute. The lead was to be short-lived, as Yaudel Lajera scored twice for Cuba, including a penalty kick in the 87th minute. Lajera then completed Cuba's comeback in injury time, receiving a long pass from the right unmarked, dribbling into the box, and beating the Canada goalkeeper with a cool finish. John McInerney scored for the third straight game, and defender Nicholas Polotachuk had a pair of goals for the United States, which won all three of its first-round games by a combined 12-2 score and finished atop Group A. After Pelotachuk put the U.S. ahead, McInerney doubled the U.S. lead. He received the ball from Joseph Zhao on the left side of the penalty area, took 2 touches to get inside the box, and curled his shot around goalkeeper Jesus Rivera and inside the far post. The strike brought McInerney's impressive scoring rate to 5 in the past 3 games and 9 in 6 internationals in 2009. The U.S. finished group play with a perfect 3-0-0 record. Honduras came in second, well behind the Stars and Stripes, while Cuba and Canada finished in 3rd and 4th, respectively. The Concacaf qualifiers to the FIFA U17 World Cup in Nigeria later this year are Costa Rica, Honduras, Mexico, and the USA. In the Champions League, Atlante and Cruz Azul continue to struggle in Clausura play in advance of their second-leg finals game, which will now take place on May 12th. On Saturday, Cruz Azul dropped a 3-0 decision at Pachuca. Los Cementeros are winless in 8 consecutive Clausura games. Also on Saturday in Cancun, Atlante fell to Monterrey 1-0. Los Potros have only 2 home wins in the Clausura. Atlante carries a 2-goal advantage going into the second leg. Now, let's take a look at what's happening around CONCACAF. In the CFU Club Champions Cup, William Oliveira scored in the 30th minute as W Connection of Trinidad beat Haiti's S.A. Cavali 1-0 on Friday to complete a 4-1 aggregate victory and move within 1 win of next season's CONCACAF Champions League. W Connection's berth leaves only 1 place open in the Final 4 of the Caribbean Club Tournament. W Connection, fellow Trinidadian club San Juan Jablota, and the Tempete Green Bay winner will join the Puerto Rico Islanders in the single-game semifinals on May 15th in Trinidad. The final and third-place match will follow 2 days later, also in Trinidad. 3 teams from the Caribbean will qualify for the CONCACAF Champions League preliminary round, which begins with the first leg games on July 28th. And that completes our brief trip around the Confederation. Now it is time for today's CONCACAF quiz. On Friday, we asked if you could name the players from the Costa Rican national team who scored in their 2002 World Cup Finals 2-0 win over China. Our thanks to everyone who sent in an email. The correct answer is Ronald Gomez and Mauricio Wright. Today's question points us in the direction of the Trinidad and Tobago national team. Current head coach Russell Latapy has appeared in qualifying competitions for 6 FIFA World Cups. In 1988, he played in his first FIFA World Cup qualifier. Can you name his opponent that day? If you think you know the answer, please send an email to VideoSignals@concacaf.org before 12 p.m. New York time tomorrow. Those answering correctly will have their names placed into a weekly contest, where the winner will receive a CONCACAF prize. The draw for this week was conducted earlier today, and the winner has been notified. Well, that's all for today. Thanks for joining us at Video Signals, your source for CONCACAF news.